Welcome to another episode of Meeting in the Family Room.
Yes, indeed, sweetheart. And you guys already know that whenever there is a meeting in the family room, honey, we're here to resolve some issues. So y'all get ready for this one today because, yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, a good one. We're going to talk about the age-old topic of religion and respect.
Religion and respect. They go hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
They go hand in
hand in hand, hand in hand. All right, so if you can see us, feel us, you got us through smoke signal or whatever the signal you got going on with your cable box, your internets, and all that good stuff, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that heart button, hit that follow button, that notification, whatever it is you need to do in order to keep up with us and keep up with a meeting in the family room.
Meeting in the family room.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I almost forgot.
You forgot who he was?
No.
Okay, go ahead, cousin. He's my real cousin. He got that memory lapse off of this other
Oh, wait a minute. There she go again. There she go again.
Say it every time.
There she go again. Mama.
I'm sorry, Mama Perkins. I apologize.
Yeah. So anyways, I am your Titan Capri.
Absolutely, and I am Shanita Vital Davis, aka the Classroom Management Diva. I'm just gonna call it Diva today.
Diva today.
Just the Diva.
All right, so basically, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, you may not know that we are actually cousins. My father, her mother, are brother and sister. That makes us first cousins. Indeed.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's something in my throat, and it, yeah. So if y'all hear me cough again, remember that this is family, okay? We're family. Y'all are family too, so we ain't here to hide nothing, okay? We're not here to hide anything. Do I need to put my proper voice on for them?
I don't think so.
Okay, I won't.
Nah, like, oh my God.
Okay.
Nah.
No problem.
Anyway, so we are talking about a subject, and this is a touchy subject all the way around. People always want to say, hey, this is good or this is bad or whatever have you. But the subject of religion, we're talking about, in this instance, we're talking about you respecting somebody else's religion, or you respecting their space or their spirituality or whatever the case may be. We feel that we agree on this aspect of it, that religion and respect go hand in hand. And you can't really and truly be religious without being respectful of others. And I know some people say, oh, you need the raw, the unfiltered truth. However, I am a firm believer in how things are packaged.
Absolutely.
Did you catch that? How they are packaged. Right?
Gift.
How they are packaged. That's
like
that's my thing. That's my thing.
Right. So okay, so here's the thing. Whenever you have a newfound religion, this is my thing, okay? You have a newfound religion. And I think that whenever you're going into your newfound religion or your spiritual walk, or, you know, however you want to, you know, however you know, put it out there, I think that it's a beautiful thing. Because it's a form of change.
Right.
But you have to understand that when walking into, whenever you're adopting your newfound faith or your newfound religion or your newfound spirituality, that you have to be mindful of those that came before you. And when I say mindful, I'm not saying that you shouldn't share, because I think that it's a beautiful thing to share. I don't feel that you shouldn't practice your religious your rituals, okay? And when we say rituals, sometimes it can sound scary, quote unquote, to say a ritual, but we have rituals every day. We get up, brush our teeth, comb our hair. That's a ritual, okay? So I don't think that, you know, I'm not biased against any rituals, but I do feel that you have to be respectful,
Yes.
okay, to the person who's on the receiving end of your newfound faith or your newfound spirituality or religion, because this is what happens. I didn't grow up with your belief system. You've adopted a new belief system. you introduced me to your belief system. I may have been taught that your belief system is wrong.
Right. Okay.
So when you come to me and you talk to me about it, and I reject you, who's the person that's in the wrong? Am I wrong for telling you that, hey, I'm not familiar with that. I don't think that's something that I want to hear or say or do. Because I've been taught that what you're doing could possibly be wrong. Okay? Or do you feel that I'm wrong or rejected because I didn't want to be a part of what you are doing or what you've founded? Again, it's beautiful. We're not here to say, we're not here to talk about anybody's religion. All we're saying is just that there should at least be that level of respect there.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that we have to remember is that when you're coming to someone about your newfound faith, even though they may reject your idea, or they may reject or feel a bit uncomfortable or fearful of what you have going, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't change their mind later on.
Right. And then I agree with that. I also agree with the respect factor. So here's something that I'm always talking with my hands. So here's something so this is what I believe. I believe that we all become new Christians, in the fold. All of a sudden we want salvation and all of that, and we want to give it. We want to show people where we're at and how it makes us feel, right? But I believe there's a level of respect. I still believe it's all about how it's packaged. Yeah, you can come to me with your faith or your religion or your spirituality or your walk, and you can give it to me, and you can allow me to absorb it in my own time. You can't come and force feed me, right? Have you ever, this may be a weird analogy, but have you ever ate too much till you felt like you were sick? Your eyes were bigger than your stomach type thing? Sometimes we take on religion and faith and spirituality in a way that our eyes are bigger than our stomach or bigger than our spirit is, right? So we eat so much of it, or we take so much of it in to where we can't hold it in. You know what I mean? We have to give it out. And sometimes the way that we give it out is not the best way. It's not the easiest way for the person on the other end to comprehend it. And just like Escape says, what we need is understanding. I got to be able to understand your religion, your walk, your faith, or whatever it is, in order for me to comprehend that this is what it is. If I don't have understanding of what you're doing, then I can't comprehend it. It's like confrontation. Somebody confronts you about something, what do? You automatically, you know what I'm saying? You put your guards up.
You can fight.
I got a little song. Back in the day. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more.
Won't do that no more.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, sometimes we have to understand. And what gets me is that when you are so new to your faith and your walk, you are so. What's
it
the
comes
word I'm
off
looking
as
for?
radical.
Right.
I'm going to be
I was
honest.
going to say gung ho. I would say gung ho.
Gung ho, radical. Yeah.
Right. You're kind of like rah, 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 rah. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm standing on the other end trying to comprehend and understand what your rah, 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 rah is.
Right.
And I can't. Why? Because it's coming at me so hard in a radical way, in a way that I can't understand it. You're force feeding me and I'm not ready to eat. I just ate earlier. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
So I'm full. So I think what Shanita is saying here, I love the fact that you're on your walk. I love the fact that you are in your spirit and you're loving what God is giving you. You're loving the universe, the stars and the moon. But you cannot expect everybody, you understand what I'm saying, to be on your walk at the same spot that you're on your walk. Because remember, you had to get to your walk. And so whoever you're trying to give this to, they got to get to that walk themselves.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
And it doesn't make them evil.
No.
Let's just get that understood. Whenever a person rejects,
Go ahead. Go ahead. 'Cause I gotta look at the camera.
Whenever a person rejects, and I don't know this, you play too much. Why we can't be serious and talk about?
Okay, we are being serious.
Dang, like them kids, they can say, "Dang,
Okay.
dang, you play too much." So, okay, man, you made me forget what I was gonna say. Dang.
Okay, look.
Okay, I
Go
got
ahead.
it. Okay, so I'm saying that the person is not evil.
Yeah.
Just because I don't agree with what you have going, it
Yeah.
doesn't make me evil.
No, it does not. No.
Okay?
Yes.
I may be a little ignorant.
No, I won't even say
But
that.
I'm going to say
Okay.
this. When I say ignorant, I'm just simply me. I may not have my ish together.
Now let's say that.
So when we say our ish, we're talking about
so,
your ignorance,
so-
your self-gratification, and your hurts.
There you go.
So the ignorant part
There you
is
go.
I don't understand because I don't know. I've never been introduced to this thing before.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
The self-gratifying part is I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy with what I have going on. Don't come at me with all that. I don't want to know.
Well, and then, so just so we are on the same page in that aspect, and I'm talking about you out there in TV land. It's not that I don't want to know, because I want to know what you're going through. I want to know where you're at.
But that's not for everybody.
Well, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. But what I'm saying is, I want to understand where Shanita is at. You understand what I'm saying? I might not agree with what Shanita does. I might not agree with how she looks at the earth, the moon, the stars. I might not agree that she believed that it was done in 7 days. I might not believe that it was Genesis. Whatever it is that I don't believe, it's not that I don't want to hear you out. I want to have an understanding so that me and you can coexist in this space that we're in. However, that little part right there though, however, I want you to know that I'm not ignorant to the fact, not that I don't have my ish together, things like that. What I'm saying is, your faith is your faith. And this is where I have a problem with most people. Your faith is yours. It's not mine. I had a walk I had to do. I had to get there. And if I don't understand it, if I'm not there, if my premise is God and Jesus, and the cross, and then you come and tell me that yours is the dirt, the flowers, and the trees.
But that's what I'm saying. When I'm saying like self-gratifying, okay? Mm-hmm. What makes me feel good?
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha. Makes sense.
What I've learned, what's been good for me, you come to me with your belief system, I'm okay with mine. It feels good to me.
Right.
I'm okay with mine. I may not want to talk to you about yours.
Right.
Let's respect each other's space. And then when I say, then we get to the hurt part of the ish. Okay? What if I have been a part of what you've already been a part of? Or, because we talked about this earlier, I see that you have this lifestyle, because we all tend to say, well, let's not be judgmental. Let's just be realistic.
Right.
Okay? You've had this lifestyle prior to you walking into your newfound faith. Well, I've had some bad experiences with you. I've had some hurts. I've had some things that could have happened in my past dealing with religion and dealing with, some things like that. And so what I tend to do is let me step back.
Right.
And I may not be ready to believe you or take in what you have.
Right.
But don't be mad at me.
No.
Don't be upset with me.
Right.
Don't I'm not, even though it may be rejection for you, to me it was me protecting who I am.
Right.
Or protecting what I know, or protecting what I've known all my life.
Right. And I so agree with what she's saying on that aspect. The only thing that I want to put in is that, okay, so here it is. On my walk, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I've had people come at me all kind of ways and tell me this is not right, because I grew up in the church. I grew up Baptist. I grew up Christian. I grew up being in the choir, on deacon, the young deacons board, and all of this stuff. I did all that, but I believe that spirit. I believe that my spirit, and some people call it God. I believe that my spirit is my guide, and that's the God in me. And I believe that. Some people tell me, no, that's not right. That's not this, that's not that. However, I've went around and I've been around different religions, non-denominational. I've listened to people who were Baha'i. I think I told you that one. Baha'i, and then Israelite shaman, all this stuff. And so with me, it's more about understanding. I can't get a respect factor with you if I can't understand you. If you're coming at me angry and mad because somebody has rejected you for what you're doing, then to me, I've always been told that you have to repackage what you're doing. In business, you can't come to me with the same tattered package over and over and over again. You got to dress it up. And what I mean by dress it up, I mean that it has to come in a package that's acceptable to me. You understand what I'm saying? It can't be your package of, you going to hell. You know what? You ain't right with God. You don't know what God told me to tell you. You better get right. But wait a minute. Wasn't you the same one just over here dropping it like it's hot, lukewarm, and popping it and drinking and having this and that running in and out? And then I'm not judging you by your past, but all of a sudden you found God or whatever it may be, and then you want to come and tell me that I'm wrong because I'm not where you're at. That's where I have the problem.
I get what you're saying with that, because I have been approached on several occasions about messages that people have come to me and told me that, God had told them to tell me something. And a lot of the times it's been very accurate. Mm-hmm. But there are times where you have people that are new in their faith and they come to you constantly, and you're constantly telling me what God wants. God wants me to tell you this. God wants me to tell you this. Each and every time that we have an encounter, but dang, why God keeps sending messages through you? Why He just won't call me? So I mean, I'm not trying to say that
Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
I'm gonna call so-and-so and tell them to tell you. As much as I pray, okay, and don't get me wrong, I'm not making fun of anybody, but the thing about it is that you see, that's that rotary phone.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, but the thing about it is that whenever you're new in something, sometimes you may feel like God is giving you these messages, and you can confuse them and start giving out false doctrine and false information, and then the people who may really need to hear a message from you, they're not going to want to hear it from you.
Just calm down. Yes. I go back to the deliverance, the packaging. You may be new in what you're doing, and you may have that thing, that seventh sense, as I call it. You may have that feeling that something is not right, and your spirit may have spoken to you, or God may have spoken to you and said, hey, tell this person that. However, if this is the third time in 3 days that God has told you to go tell this person that, you can't keep approaching them the same way you approached them the first time. Because number one, if you approached me the first time and I did not receive it, which I don't even know if I received it or not. If I rejected you, then all of a sudden you feel some kind of way. So prime example. Do y'all remember the movie Carrie? I may be a little older. Some of y'all may remember Carrie 2, Carrie 3, or whatever.
Carrie 3.
Anyways, in the movie Carrie, her mother is very religious. Her mother had something happen to her years and years and years ago, and she thinks that it was the devil doing what the devil did, because somebody told her the reason she was the way she was, or she got treated the way she was treated, was because the devil did that to her for her sins, right? Now, here's the thing. She's all about God. She's all about the Bible. She's all about this. She goes from door to door in her town and spreading the news and spreading what's going on and doing all of that stuff. And the people around her know her to be crazy. You understand what I'm saying? They know her to be crazy. They're not accepting the message that she's giving. Now, in that aspect, and I know this is a off the wall kind of movie to connect it to, but in that aspect, she could have been right. She could have been correct. Her message could have been from higher power saying, hey, watch out. Something is going to happen.
Absolutely.
Don't do this. But because of the way that she felt that she had to go because the way she had been done, it was lost in translation. And she wasn't to a point to deliver the message the way the message could have come in, planted a seed, and helped that person out.
But sometimes you don't have to open your mouth.
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't even
Exactly.
have to open your mouth.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you something. You opening your mouth is great. You showing what you possess through your walk is even greater. Because this is what happens. I can tell you all day long how this thing works for me, what it's doing for me, what it can do for you. But if my walk is different than my talk, okay? Or if I'm telling you something, or I'm trying to get a message over to you, or I am allowing or wanting you to be a part of what it is that I have because I think that it's great. I believe in God wholeheartedly. I've accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. This is where I am at this point in my life. And if I want you, let's say I'm Christian, you're Buddhist. If I want you, the Buddhist, to come over and be a part of what I have going, you need to be able to see that it's good.
Let me see it. What channel? No, what channel? I need to
But
see
back
it.
in the day, I would tell you, God gonna strike you down for playing.
You know what? But see,
But,
this is the
okay.
kicker, though. No, I'm so with her on that. I'm playing in that aspect, but I'm real. Here's my TV screen. I'm watching you. What channel are you on? Are you on the channel that's not showing me what it is that I'm supposed to know, or are you on that other channel where I'm confused on what it is I'm supposed to know because you're not showing me correctly what it is? You understand what I'm saying? And that aspect.
Right.
So are you on that channel, and then am I tuning into that channel? Because like she said, what you're saying is one thing, but what I'm seeing may be something different.
Absolutely.
And that's why, again, it's lost in translation. So you can't truly give me what I need and me actually get it when I see you doing this. But I do have to say this on that. What's for you is for you.
Absolutely.
And you're going to get it the way that you're supposed to get it when you're supposed to get it.
Absolutely.
Whether it comes from this person over here, that person over there, that person down there, you are going to get it. And sometimes, like Shanita said, you don't even have to say anything. I can watch you and say, you know what, Shanita, I want to know what that is. I want to know what that is. And that in itself is a message.
It's okay my thing is this. The Bible tells us that much every way is chiefly. Meaning that I can learn something from everything.
Okay.
Okay? And what we have to understand is that oftentimes we may be in a space, okay, where we are looking for something as an individual.
Yes.
And anybody could come and tell you something, and you, like the wind, you'll go.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people, even teenagers, studies show that the majority of the teenagers who join gangs and stuff like that were probably having family problems, rejection issues. And so when someone comes along and that makes you feel good about yourself, and it's helping you, but at the same time you came in during a vulnerable moment, how do you know if that's even for you?
Right.
But what I say is this, again, much every way is chiefly. So whether it was for you or not, you will certainly learn. So what I'm saying is that yeah.
Okay, so this I want to add on to what she was saying. So basically, I so agree with the fact that I can get something from most people. So here's my thing. The person may have told you something may have come to you, and you may have been in a vulnerable state. So
Right.
with that being said, this is my theory, and this has happened
That's what
with
I was
me.
saying.
This happened with me.
I just remember what I was saying.
If it stays with you, because sometimes it's like she said, like the passing wind. It blows in and it blows out. But if it's for you, again, if it's for you, then it's going to be there. It's going to stay there. I believe that my spirit is my spirit. I believe that I'm led by the Spirit. I believe that it is what it is, right?
Right.
However, some people don't believe that that's the case in point. Some people believe that basically that you look toward God and you say, God did this, God did that, God did this. I believe that the God is in you and that what you do, like we always say, work without faith is dead. Faith without work is dead. I said it backwards. You can't get something and you not work at it. If you are new to this, 9 times out of 10, you're going 50 miles an hour like this because you're trying to grasp hold of what it is and you're trying to make it yours and you're trying to let everybody see that you're great in the spirit. You just got it. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You all glittered up and you know what I'm saying?
Take you some time.
Exactly. It's going to take you some time. So although you may be shined up like a new automobile, you still are working on the inside.
Absolutely.
And that's where we say that basically it has a respect factor. You, just because you didn't just got baptized, you can't come to me and preach on what I'm doing because you just got baptized.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Don't become perfect overnight.
Exactly.
That's just one of the things. Like perfection does not come overnight.
Right. Not
It
at all.
definitely doesn't come overnight. And the thing about it is that at the end of the day, let's just say this. Let's just be realistic. At the end of the day, love, okay? Love surpasses all understanding. Love, like genuine, real love. So the love that you want me to have for you, when I said, okay, when I say this, I'm fearful. I don't want to be a part of that. That love that you possess from your newfound religion should say, you know what? I understand.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because I think that we forget to operate in love. If that person is not there yet, and they're not yet ready to receive what you have, you as that individual that's spreading that word should be responsible enough to say, they're just not there yet. Not they're evil.
Exactly.
They're wicked.
Exactly.
They don't, they're going to hell.
Right.
God gonna get you for what you. I'm sorry. God gonna get you for what you did to me.
Right.
You're operating out of whatever.
Right.
Okay. That love that you're saying that you have possessed. Okay. That you have possessed so deeply within your newfound faith and your newfound religion should understand, especially if you knew me prior to,
Right.
that you weren't raised like this.
Right.
What I'm doing goes totally against what you were raised like. So I have to be patient with you.
Right.
I have to be kind. I have to slow it down.
I have to be respectful.
And I have to be respectful.
I have to be respectful. That's my point there, because it goes right back around. Religion and respect. Respect and religion. If you want me to know what you do, if you want me to be where you're at, if you're trying to get me to come down your road and see that, you got to respect me enough to say, hey, or show me enough respect if I tell you I'm not ready yet to back off and leave me alone. But you can't play the victim. You can't say, well, this is against me. You're doing this against me. No. Because I get what you're saying. And I agree, that you're on a higher walk of faith, and I want to be there with you. But right now, I'm not ready. And me telling you that, that's not me talking down. That's not me telling you that you're a bad person. That's just me saying, baby, I'm not there yet.
Absolutely.
I'm not there yet. That's not me being disrespectful, but you should respect me enough, like I respect you enough to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. You should respect me enough to say, you know what? He's not there yet.
But what if you're never there?
But
when I say never there,
and that's fine.
let me respect what I have going.
Exactly.
So we may not be able to have dialogue
Yeah.
as it relates to
It may not be
religion.
Exactly.
We can talk about food.
Yeah.
We can talk about a whole lot of things.
Right.
But I may believe something totally different than what you believe. And I can tell y'all something. And I'm a little bit passionate about this because I think that it is wrong, okay? And that you guys definitely have to understand the damage that you do, okay? When you force or try to force something on a person.
Okay. Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Understand that first. You have to understand that first and foremost, that your religion and your spirituality is personal.
Come on.
It is very personal. So don't get upset with me because you decided that you wanted to share with me, which is something that is very personal first. My relationship with God is personal. Absolutely, I can share it. As a trainer, okay, and training in early education, I've had to work with people from all different walks of life and all different backgrounds, okay? All different religious beliefs, all different orientations, origin, whatever you want to call it. I don't come into a room, even though I have my belief system, and impose my belief system on you. Now, if you ask me and you say, man, how did you get here? Then I'm going to have to tell you about God. You open that conversation up.
True.
But my relationship with my God is very personal until you ask me. Ask me for permission.
How about that?
Am I wrong for saying that?
No.
Ask me for permission sometimes to pray with me. Can I pray with you?
Yeah.
Ask me for permission to light a candle. That's my husband. I'm coming back though.
So no, I mean, I
Ask
get
me
it.
for permission before you
impose. Right. And I so agree with that. And then I go back. I know y'all probably saying, okay, Titan, how many times you want to say it? But it goes back to respect. Respect me enough to ask first. Respect me enough to respect my space, my sanctuary. Respect me enough to do that. And when you do that, then you are able to let whatever it is happen in a way of love. Exactly. That's all we're talking about. So we're not saying that we don't want to know about your religion, but when we tell you that's not for us, then you should be respectful enough and in your religion enough to say, you know what? I got it.
Right.
I got it. I do understand you. You know what? Let me back off. Let me come back around some other time and try it again. But if I tell you, no, don't you come back around here with that then you need to respect me enough to let it go and to let it be. And that's right there. And that right there. So I know that we have been talking for some time, but we want to thank you all for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. And then on religion, everybody has their right to have their religion.
Everybody,
exactly. Come on. Everybody has their right to believe in what they want to believe in and have a spiritual walk, however they feel they need to have it. We're just asking that you respect yourself, number one, and the other person or people or crowds enough to know when to back off, leave it alone, or not even approach the situation at all. That's all we're asking.
So I'm going to say this before we end, though. To those of you that have found your newfound spirituality, kudos to you.
Yes.
I think that it is a great thing. I have seen some wonderful transformations in so many people, whether you are Catholic, Buddhist, shaman, Israelite,
Right.
all of it.
Whatever it may be.
Whatever it may be. So I have my thing, you have your thing,
Amen.
and I've definitely seen some transformation in some people. I'm not here to tell anybody to adopt any type of religion. That's not what we're here for. We're just basically talking about, you know,
The deliverance.
and the walks
And the
talks
walks and the talks.
and the
Exactly,
acceptance.
exactly.
So we're going to go ahead and end it.
Yes. And so while you are figuring out your respect level with your religion, or your religion and the respect level that you have for it, know that you deserve to be blessed.
Yes, you do.
We don't believe that there was any other reason that you were put on this earth other than to be blessed and to be a blessing.
That's right.
Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and
Until next
blessings,
time.
baby. Get your
Meeting
issue
in the family
together.
room.